I'm going live in 30 seconds.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Take 5 at 5. And today we are already at our 10th episode, right? So, something that started out, as just a tryout session, after come to the third episode, And we actually have requests from trainers and speakers who ask whether, you know, they can actually join our show. And of course, we casually say yes. And one thing leads to another. Today, we are already at our 10th episode, you know, something that we didn't foresee. And since we keep on continue to have your support, you know, coming back, you know, day after day to support us, you know, to comment and like and continuously to share even after the live broadcast. We felt so thankful and grateful for all of your support. And that's why we also went out the way, you know, to continuously seek for more trainers, consultants, or subject matter expert to come into our show to continuously provide you with more sharing that can enhance your personal and as well as your business life, right? So today we have a very special guest who is a partner of DBI Strategic Consultant and Seng, right? Seng will be joining us today, and Seng will be sharing with us on the topic of where are my customers, right? So in today's situation, you know, whereby a lot of people are losing a lot of customers due to the COVID-19 pandemic and also the MCO lockdown. A lot of people are questioning where did all my customers go, right? So before the pandemic, all of us have a lot of plans. We have a lot of projected sales coming in for the entire year. And once the MCO and lockdown is announced, I think all of that went down the drain, right? And today, Seng is going to share with us now where are some of the areas, you know, that you can look for your customers. So welcome to our show, Seng.
Thank you, Jack. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So today we're going to discuss something that, you know, a lot of audience will be asking, you know, if they are business owner, they definitely will ask this question, you know, where are my customers? Yeah. So Seng, what would you like to share with them?
Thanks, Jack. I've been facilitating a lot of companies' 5-year business strategy over the last many years. And one of the key questions that keep on being asked is, who and where are your customers? And this question never fails to arouse a lot of debate. And you'll be surprised that not every company are clear on who and where the customers are. So let me share with you the 4 categories of customers. First category of customer are customer who we do not want to work with, but who want to work with us, but no choice, got to serve them. Customer segment number 2, customer who we want to work with, but they prefer to choose a competitor. Then the third category of customer are who we want to work with and who truly work with us, and we get a maximum commercial value long-term with them. Then there's a 4th category of customer. These are prospective customers who may or may not be our customers, and we are currently not paying attention to them. So our challenge is, how do we make sure we focus on knowing our customers and working with them and knowing where they are? Now, the last 12 to 24 months, things have changed. Since trade war started, then our COVID-19 friend came along, and now we have the oil WTI futures drop negative. And next few months, there is a Trump re-election in November coming up. So looking back the last few years and where we are today, we do have many challenges for many organizations. So one of the key challenges is, how do we get our organization to truly know where the customers are, and post-COVID-19 open up the lockdown, where are they? And if we know who they are, where are they, easier for us to serve them. Now, one of the challenges many companies face during this period of time is potential scaling down of businesses. Now, there's one thing that you cannot scale down is a sales force. This is the time your sales force must be very strong. And in fact, many organizations, when they do talent management, they usually do not look into the viability of a strong sales force. So you don't have a sales force and you start to cut down on the sales now, the next 12 to 24 months, many companies be in trouble. So this is a time the sales guys got to be very clear on understanding who the customers are, and post-COVID-19, where would they be? And if you cannot answer these two questions, very, very challenging for a lot of organization to do sustainable business the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Yeah, Jack?
Yeah. So what if before that maybe we want to say hi to those that who are joining us, right? All right, let's take a look at who is with us. All right, hi Rika, hello. TK, hi TK. All right, Catherine, Fabian, hello. TK, Muihan, Mitra, okay, Ling. Who else? Julia, hi. Right. So all these people have been tuning in. Some of you I know has been with us since episode 1. Thank you very much for joining us. Please remember to click like, comment and ask any questions. How do you feel in your industry? And are you also actively looking for customers? All right. So back to you, Sengbi. So yeah, you are right. Saying that there's actually organization that if they want to explore cutting down one area that probably they don't want to touch, and even when I speak to some of my clients, I also noticed that some of my clients are telling me that instead of cutting down the sales force, they are actively increasing the sales force. Well, now that leads to the next question that I have is that if everyone is on lockdown and everyone is staying at home, right? So how do then this sales force, right, or increased sales force, how do they reach out to their client and build relationship with them?
So here's a challenge, Jack. During good times, the sales force need to really have a very strong relationship. And this is where, depending on where your business model is, whether you're B2B or B2C, if you're B2B, people connection, B2B, people to people management connection, multiple relationship. And it is only one way to understand the customer is to really understand the customer need, all the key players within the management team on how they make decision and how they use your product and services to enhance their business proposition. So one of the challenge is, of course, do we have the right sales team who understand the client's business challenges? And if we don't understand their challenges, they don't understand their continuous adaptation, chances of us losing them is very, very fast. I think for today's environment, brand loyalty is no longer prevalent. People will go to give their service, their businesses to the service team that service them the best for the organizational need. So relationship building is not just building relationship with the guys who buy and use the services. You also need to get to know who are the people who make economic decision, who are the decision makers within the organization that actually use the services. So for that to do well, your sales team must always be on the lookout, always on the relationship building with the changing of the landscape of the customer every day. Now, if you are B2C, just like Google, Amazon, where it's B2C, you must be exceptionally good in having a very good system to monitor customer movement, customer behavior, customer transaction. So if you're in a mall business, you must track your customers through apps. If you are in the hotel business, you must have repeat customers coming into you all the time. So after lockdown, if the customer got full hotel to go, they usually will go to the hotel that serve them best. Yeah, Jack. So relationship building is a must, it's a given. The problem now is we don't really form strong relationship with your customers. And during this lockdown, there are many ways that you can still reach out the customers. So if you look at Nando's use their apps, they keep on capturing, getting all the people who are the customers to keep on coming. Some actually customers during this lockdown, total quiet. So I was trying to look for my favorite Thai restaurant. I was clicking and finding where are they, no response. But Nando's keep on keeping me informed what's happening and telling me new product and welcoming and make me feel want to engage continuously, whether during or after COVID-19.
So actually, Cindy, based on what you have shared with us, right, I noticed that you touch a lot on retail businesses. These, of course, are some of the industries that are impacted directly by the COVID-19. But how about those manufacturing industry, or companies that are in the industrial industry, whereby their clients are probably in terms of they're actually supplying product to other brands, So how do they then, go about this in terms of serving their customers?
So our challenge is the manufacturing industry is a very wide spectrum. For example, currently I was having a chat last week with the biscuit company, and this biscuit company said actually this lockdown was terrible for them because they couldn't fulfill the 80-90 container of orders, and actually they are on scaling up. But if you are in the manufacturing industry that supply product to Nike, you are a contract manufacturer to Nike and so on, the retail business, you may be in some challenging situation because if the retail sales is going down, they are not going to take all the orders from the contract manufacturer. So again, this is where a lot of companies do not have a contingency plan B. What if this customer tomorrow don't come? Who else should we go? So, for example, the contract manufacturer, are they able to quickly recondition themselves to produce face masks, to produce gloves, maybe not plastic gloves if they are not into the healthcare, but into cloth-based glove, any other new product, new services that they can quickly reinvent themselves. And thirdly, many companies who are in manufacturing have not perfected the art of online business. So this is another area that after this COVID-19, a lot of companies will have to look into distribution channel. Are they going into different distribution channel to make sure that their product continue to be made and distributed?
So does that mean that in times of during this COVID-19, instead of cutting down, companies have to invest in innovation and
Indeed.
in R&D?
Indeed. And one of the challenge is this word innovation is badly misunderstood. I will leave this whole topic of innovation to my friend colleague, Dr. Buxton, who is the master of innovation next week. He will talk to you about 30 things to do in innovation. But suffice to say that most organizations during good time, when revenues are up, when sales are good, when profits are good, we have a relatively complacent workforce. We are not up to mark. We don't reinvent continuously. And this reinvention, this innovation culture in today's business is a given. It's no longer a luxury. I think 10, 20 years ago, it's a luxury. But today, every other Wall Street company, all the Fortune 500, they will have a team that keep on looking at innovation to continuously be relevant to customer today and tomorrow and beyond. So this culture of innovation is something that Asian companies need to take it on board the next 3 to 5 years. The company in Asia that's going to make it will be those who truly embrace innovation and treat business as no longer as usual, continuously look at business as unusual. Jack?
Yeah. So we are now going into looking at some of the comments from the viewers, right? So Yvonne here, hi Yvonne, thanks for joining us. And Yvonne is saying that B2B is very slow in terms of tech adoption. And this is especially crucial during lockdown, whereby you want to continue to receive orders via online platform. Silver lining amidst pandemic.
Interesting comment, because if you look at a lot of companies in Indonesia is a very interesting country. I think for those of you who follow Rifki's presentation in the Elephant in the Room, he shared about that innovation. They have spent a lot of money the last few years, and the next 5 years they're going to spend a lot more money in the technology area to reach out the customer. In fact, if you look at Indonesia, they have actually used the technology platform to leapfrog quickly into the new world. So if you really look at it, Malaysian company, on the other hand, we have been talking about it, but hopefully this COVID-19 will fast track further the investment to make sure we go into the innovation for service delivery.
Okay, so next we have, all right, TK. All right, so TK is saying, in bad times we need to scale up our sales force, cut the complaints, increase the momentum of sales. Yeah, that's right. This is what we've been talking about today. And Rika, she's saying that, I like this concept of widening the span of suppliers. Okay, Kaishen is saying that brand loyalty versus quality of conundrum. So riding on what Rika has mentioned, right, Sengbi, is this also a good time for companies to reevaluate and find new suppliers if they are from the supply chain management? Or
I think
should they
the supply chain today is a unique business proposition already. I think learning from Walmart, learning from Amazon, every one of them has made supply chain a strategic role rather than just a purchasing role. So all purchasing function today has transformed into supply chain, and part of the job is to increase the range of suppliers. So just as you increase the range of suppliers, the sales and marketing team got to look for current and future customers. So just as you are doing risk management on your supplier base, I think the sales marketing got to keep on looking for current customer, delight them like crazy, make them continuously addicted to you, and also look for future customers, those new emerging customers, and therefore product that can continue to meet their needs. So if you don't do that, then however creative our supply chain is, we don't have enough pipeline for growth into the new customer segment.
All right. So this is also a time where I've seen a lot of malls operators are also taking the advantage of setting up e-commerce platform that actually caters to all their tenants. So instead of logging into the individual tenant's brand to actually purchase their product, right now the malls are also opening up. Instead of buying from the brand itself, I can log into the mall.com and then I buy from their tenants along the way. So these are some of the innovations or technology that has been adopted by the retail sector that I've also seen.
Yeah, Jack, you hit the nail on the head. I think the next 6 to 12 months, the malls, the more innovative and more creative one will be truly able to survive. Those who are just average, waiting for customer to come in, they will die a natural death. So one of the mistakes many malls did is they thought they should just have a leasing team. And with a strong leasing team, you have the best brand in your mall, you should be able to make it. Lo and behold, that is only the beginning. You need a strong marketing team to draw customers in, the right customer at the right time for the right product and for the right retailers of yours. Because in the mall business, the mall manager and the retailers are basically partners. They're business partners. And so they really need to have a strong marketing team to be able to excite, because the mall is no longer a place to do shopping only. The mall is now a lifestyle place, and lifestyle require a very different requirement on sales and marketing rather than just the cheapest product available. So I think the next 12 months in Malaysia, you will see those malls that really make it bigger and more successful, and those malls that no choice but to close down very quickly.
All right, we have a question here from Edward. Edward is saying that most of your case studies and examples are from US European firm. How would cultural differences make a difference in execution for local companies? And to continue with that, we also have a comment from Mui Han, asking, continuing from Edward's question, appreciate if you can comment, especially how the China companies and culture all right, be a role model for local companies to follow. All right.
So we have point to the right direction because innovation over the last 5 years in China has been tremendous. If you go to Shanghai every 12 months once, you will see that every time you go into Shanghai city, you will see a very different Shanghai. Why? Because they are actually transforming very, very fast. Now that's a primary city. You go to secondary city, you literally see transformation at every corner. So take for example, payment system. China today got the most advanced payment system. If you today go to China without apps to pay, Alibaba or whichever Tencent using their apps, you will be having to queue up long in any place that you got to pay. So China is currently going through huge innovation. So to say that Asian company cannot transform and innovate, not true. So I think locally, I would like to use Royal Selangor Pewter as a good example. Royal Selangor Pewter, if you look into the way they do business, operationally, internally, they have gone quite lean. They practice lean. On the other hand, marketing-wise, they are continuously reaching out and redesigning product for new young customer segment. So Royal Selangor is probably one of the few companies that continue to update, upgrade, and actually have a strong balance between lean and innovation culture. So in the hotel industry, my friend Henley Chu is in the session. Henley will tell you that in the hotel industry, the next 12 months going to be very, very brutal. Next 12 months, those who cannot keep up with the cost structure, they will die a natural death. Those who can keep up with cost structure, they will have actually a lot of new customer segment to capture. So the hotel industry is going to be very, very bloody. And that is when the men and the boys will be differentiated during this period.
Okay, let's look at Henley's comment. So Henley is saying, the physical distancing mindset will be there for a while, even after post MCO. How do companies maintain and build relationships when we are gearing to be less sociable right now? Yeah. So as people are separated, how do we then get them together?
Thank you, Henley. I was having a WeChat discussion with my China ex-participants. I run this program frequently and we are on the WeChat every day. And actually, interestingly, many of these customer service people are very, very busy during the lockdown. They say that actually they work longer hours, they work harder, they work twice as hard during this period to make sure their customer needs are met. And the last 2 to 3 months of lockdown in Wuhan, as a result, impacted the entire China. The Chinese organization, the Chinese sales force, every one of them say to me, this is a time to work twice as hard. Now, compared to many Southeast Asia companies, during lockdown, many of the salespeople don't work as hard, unfortunately. And maybe it's because it's the sense of urgency of customer delight, customer satisfaction, and making sure the customers' needs are always met. Let's say the banks. The banks currently have customer relationship managers to service their high-end customer. Actually, this is a time that if the CRM really know their work, this is a time to make phone call to their customers to find out how are they doing and what help do they need. And you'll be surprised how few calls the CRM are making at this point in time.
Simply, I think one of the reasons why some of the CRM or the sales team are feeling reluctant to call client and ask for sale is could it be is our cultural issue that when times are bad and we go and ask for money from other people, right, will be something that is very sensitive.
Okay, Jack, maybe when we say call your customer, is help them solve problem. Don't ask for sales. This is a time that you invest in customer relationship. This is a time you ask a customer, what can I do to help you? Let's take an example of 1984, 85, 86, during that crisis, when I first graduated. I think that's a very interesting period. there are many banks during the huge meltdown. The banks ask all the company to pay back whatever mortgages possible and whatever loan they need. There's a bank called OCBC. OCBC at that point in time was managed by two Fong Chek Kwai and Fong Peng Pak. It is during this time they went to all the Chinese businessmen and asked all these Chinese businessmen, what help do you need? And the Chinese businessman were very surprised. He said, I thought you are here to ask me to pay you back all my money. He said, no. This is the time you tell me, how much more do you need? They do the contrarian strategy. And true enough, when the economy bounced back, who do these Chinese small medium enterprise go to long term? They grow the bank. They grow OCBC, they grow UOB because UOB and OCBC take this opportunity to invest in them and don't take the umbrella from them when it's raining.
Yeah, so I think that's a very good mindset that in sales, right, when they go in, probably the end result is the same, but when they go in with, to see the client, the mindset should shift as well.
Yeah, customer relationship management is not always about closing sales. There's so many things you must do before a real good sales is closed. And that's a part where relationship building, getting to know your key customers and helping them solve problems is a very important one. Yeah, don't take the umbrella from your client when it's raining. This is an absolute must. This is a time you say, what can I do to reinforce the umbrella? What help do you need for me to help you going through this storm together?
So that's okay. Let's look at some of the comments here. Let's see. Okay, for those of you who join us, we are talking about where are your customers. All right. So Kai is saying, in Zhangjiajie, one of their scenic mountains, the KFC clears and queues customers' orders in matter of seconds, and with few smartphone swipe, literal minimal interaction. I thought we were at once until I saw that. So in terms, these are retail F&Bs where people are moving very fast with social distancing. Ask customers, how can I help you, and what help do you need? So could it be that Seng Bi, at this point of time, right, customers will also take advantage of us? We say, oh, we would like to help you.
Okay, I think it's important to ask that question. What help do you need? And if the requests are within your scope and you can walk the extra mile, this is the time that differentiate the real customer service versus those who just give pay lip service. So I think this is a time to really go in to ask the customer, what help can I give you? What help do you need? And within my range of capability and capacity, I'll do whatever it takes to support you within my empowered capability. Having said that, how many salespeople take this time to ask the customer, what help do you need? Do you even call the customer? Do you even know the customer is going through suffering? Do you even know the customer needs someone to talk to at this point in time?
And that's right. We wouldn't know until we reach out to them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's a simple WhatsApp, WeChat, it's a simple phone call, all these things, you don't have to fly to visit them. You can still communicate with them today, technology, through Zoom, through WeChat, through Skype. There's so many mechanisms you can keep face-to-face dialogue with the customer. What help can I give you?
All right. We are already coming to the end of the show. And for those of you who have been watching us, thank you very much for joining us until the end of today's show. So 3 things that, Seng Bi have shared with us today, in terms of where is my customer, all right, and who and where are my customers, all right. And we share a bit about, how do we then reach out to these customers during the tough times. And we need to continuously ask our customers what are their needs, and how we can support them, especially in these tough times, and what are some of the challenges that they are facing. And of course, when we get the answer, if we can, we will need to go all out to support our customers so that when times are good, they can come back to us and support us instead, right? And remember to innovate and change to meet your customers' needs as well. Especially in the retail segment, we talk about how companies, especially like shopping malls, are actually adopting the digitalization, going to e-commerce, how they use the e-payment system, and so on and so forth. All right. So just to share a little bit about Seng, right? So for those of you who have reached this stage, thank you again for joining us. All right. So Seng is Seng actually do consulting with organization on strategy, talent management and development, and organization reorganization, as well as their training on leadership development, particularly in the area of 360-degree assessment and development. So if you'd like to find out more, or if you have questions that you didn't think of, and tonight while you're actually cooking your dinner suddenly pop on your head, and you like to ask Seng and you want to reach out to him, you can actually go on to our Facebook page, My Heart Connection, and you can find his profile there. You can reach out to him with Facebook Messenger, or you can look up for him for Seng in LinkedIn, and you can send him a LinkedIn message. So he'll answer all your questions if you have any question about strategy, 360-degree. He's also the guy that you can refer to. So once again, thank you very much, Seng, for joining us here today. We're really, really happy to have you here to share with us, who is our customers, right? So, and for the rest of you, just want to share with you, here are the speaker lineup for next week's Take 5 at 5. All right, as Seng has mentioned just now, his good friend Dr. Buxton will be here with us on Monday, 11th of May, 5 p.m., same place, Facebook, and he'll be sharing with us on the importance of innovation. All right, and followed by the other 4 speakers. For the rest of the week, we will have Mian, Chi Sing, Chong, and Min Yip to share with us, some of the tips that we can use to improve ourselves as well as our businesses. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again on next Monday. Bye-bye.